Alright, so welcome to today's video. It's going to be a guide on how to install mods in Fable Anniversary on Android and Retroid devices. So the way this looks is due to mods. As you can see, I can just walk right through these rocks and go outside of the boundaries of where you're supposed to be able to walk. Usually you cannot walk over here. And this is a mod that I'll show you how to install, as well as the colors. If you can tell, the colors have been changed. It's called a Natural Colors Reshade mod, and it makes the game look more beautiful. The original game, Fable Anniversary, looks really washed out, and the colors don't look that good. So this game looks better because of the mods. There's also a few other mods, such as the camera Wobble Fix Mod, because in this game, if you're running and you try to move the camera from left to right to show the angle of the environment, it wobbles and it can cause nausea, and it looks really jerky and shaky. Eventually you will reach the edge of the map, or the area that you're currently loaded into. So it's not like you can just go anywhere with this mod. It's just in the area that you're currently loaded in, you can go anywhere until you reach the boundary. But usually you can only walk on the pathways in Fable Anniversary, but now I can walk outside the pathway. As you can see, I'm having trouble getting back to the pathway. But if you can find a way through the rocks, usually you can get back onto the main path and then play the game normally, and you have access to all the same areas. And you can go on your quests. So this is a really good game. I love Fable Anniversary, and this mod just makes the game better. It's kind of like a mandatory list of mods that I'm going to be showing you how to install to make the game look like this, which we're not really changing that much of the game. We're just making it look a lot better and fixing the camera issues and allowing you to roam anywhere you want and go outside of the restrictions that it creates for you. I'm running Winlator Bionic Ludashi 2.7.2, and I'm running at 720p. You can also run this at 540p and you will get higher FPS. But the FPS that I get around, it's like kind of like 720 is like 30 FPS, that's kind of the bottom. And then at 540 you get about 45 FPS, that's kind of the bottom. So depending on whether you want like 45 or 30, you can change the resolution. But right here is 720, so I should get around 30 FPS no matter where I go, or a little bit higher at times. But usually doesn't really drop that far below maybe 27 in the most demanding areas. But just to show you that this is working on the Retroid Pocket Flip 2, I'm going to do a little gameplay demo here and do some combat. And this area tends to lower the FPS the most, I've noticed, out of any area. So here you go. So there you go. I'm just going to Google Fable Anniversary mods. And the first thing that should come up is this Nexus mods link to Fable Anniversary. And here you'll see all the mods. You do need to make an account with Nexus mods to download any of these mods. So do that first. It just takes an email address, that's all. And then I would organize it by the amount of downloads so you see the most popular mods first. Now Free Roam 0.1 for Fable Anniversary, that's the one that allows you to go outside of the boundary. And Fable Natural Colors, that's the one that I use to get the colors to be better, and so they don't look washed out like the original. And then Fable Explorer, that's necessary for the camera Wobble Fix Mod, so we're going to have to download that as a dependency for the camera Wobble Fix Mod. And let's see what else. I think that's pretty much it. Let's try to find the camera Wobble Fix Mod so you can see what it looks like, just so you know you're downloading the right one. It should look like a little piece of paper with writing on it. There it is. So camera Wobble Fix, but for Anniversary right there. So if you click on that, you'll see the instructions and how to download it. And let me just close the game because I left it open. But yeah, each mod usually has the instructions for how to install it. So this one is kind of like complex, and you really need to follow each step and just follow it step by step. I tried to do it on the Retroid within a Winlator container, and I just ran the exe for Fable Explorer there, but it didn't really work. It didn't make the change to the game. So I did it. So I took out my SD card with the game directory on there, I put it in my PC, and then I followed these instructions and it worked. After that, the wobble was gone permanently. So it works on Retroid. I took the SD card out, put it back in my Retroid, now I play it and there's no more wobble. The camera is very smooth now. It's a really big difference. This is like a must-have mod. Like, I really wouldn't play the game without it. So this next mod is completely optional, but I used it. It's called No Aging, No Scars, No Bruises, No Physical Shield Resistance. So this mod basically sets your age to 18 and it removes the scars and the bruises. That's mainly the purpose that I used it for, because I wanted to make my character look like a kid. And your character does get older as you play the game, and they eventually just turn into an old man. And it's just, I don't know, I don't like playing as an old man. For some reason I just wanted to be able to play as a kid. And I just like that, so I used this mod, and it's really easy to install this. A lot of these mods are really simple. The camera Wobble Fix is probably the most complex to install, but with this mod you just take the game.bin and gamehard.bin and you drop that into the correct location, replacing said files in the mod, and it works. You don't need a PC for it. You can do it in your game directory in Winlator container. So if you go to your PC games and your Fable game directory and then go to Wellington game, double click it, and then go to Fable data, then go to build, then go to data, then go to compiled defs, then go to development, and then you'll see game.bin and gamehard.bin. If you want the no aging mod, you have to do that mod before the camera Wobble Fix mod. The reason for that is that the no aging, no scars replaces those two files, which is simple, but then the camera Wobble Fix mod will do this file, the names.bin and the games.bin, and it won't replace them, but it will modify them, your pre-existing files. So make sure that your pre-existing files are the game.bin and the gamehard.bin that you downloaded from Nexus mods when you got the no aging mod. So if you try to do the no aging, no scars after the camera Wobble Fix, it will remove the fixed camera wobble. It'll be back to the bad camera. But if you don't want the no aging mod and you're okay with becoming old in Fable Anniversary, then don't worry about this. Just install the camera Wobble Fix mod on a PC according to the instructions on the Nexus mod page. And I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So pretend that I'm on my PC right now. I've already downloaded Fable Explorer and I've already downloaded the camera Wobble Fix mod, and I dragged them both over to my game directory into two different folders, and I dragged over the def.xml from the mod to the Fable Explorer folder. And now I'm opening up Fable Explorer.exe, I'm pressing File Open, and then I'm going to the game directory for Fable, and I'm navigating the same exact pathway we just did, which is Wellington game, Fable data, build, data, compiled defs, development, and you'll see this, and you got to switch the file type to bin archives, and then you'll see game names.bin, and you press open on that, and game.bin, and game hard.bin. You see them there? So first do names.bin, and then do the same process, file open, navigate the same pathway. Again, this is all on a computer, right? This is not on a Winlator container. I couldn't get it to work on a Winlator container. Just do this part on your PC, and then once you're done, you can go back to your Winlator container. You're navigating the same exact pathway. Once you get to the development folder, you got to change the file type from big archives to bin archives, and then next you select game.bin and press open. This is for the camera Wobble Fix Mod, remember? And then you will go to File, Load Fable Mod Package. Now you navigate to your game directory or wherever you're keeping the camera Wobble Fix Mod folder. I'm just keeping mine in my game directory, but you don't have to keep it there, just to make it easier for me to remember where it is. So I open up camera Wobble. Not that one, yeah, right here, camera Wobble. Should look like this once you download it from Nexus Mods, and you'll see this file right here, wobblebegone.fmp, and then you press open. And then after you do this, you can press Actions, Save Mod, and play Fable. And it will start the game, usually on PC, or sometimes it won't start. It'll give you like this error message and just say continue anyways, and then it'll permanently mod the game. And then you can quit out of Fable Explorer, eject your SD card from your computer, put it back in your Retroid Pocket Flip 2, and test out the game and see if your wobble is gone. Mine worked when I did it on my PC the first try. It didn't work on the Retroid, like the Winlator container at all though. So give it a shot and see how it works for you. Just remember, you gotta move over the compiled defs first. Or def.xml or something like that. You gotta move it from the camera Wobble Fix Mod to the Fable Explorer window. Okay, so now we're gonna be talking about Free Roam 0.1. This is the mod that allows you to walk outside of the boundaries of the trails, of like the pathway. If you want this mod, you can follow these instructions. You can look at the file contents before you download it. I would always look at it. It's basically just like a drag and drop mod. All the rest of the mods are. That was the most complex one. These are all going to be really easy. So just look at it. It says Wellington game. Okay, cool. So that means you're basically just dragging the Wellington game folder over into your Fable directory, or just unzip it to your Fable game directory, and it'll just replace the files it needs to replace or add the files. Okay, so for this mod, it's also really easy. This is the natural colors mod. It comes with the Reshade mod built in. So if you look at some of the screenshots, you can tell the difference. It's a really big difference. It looks so much better. I mean, the game you saw me playing was this. The way it comes is not like this. It's not very pretty stock game. For some reason, Anniversary, even though it's a remaster of the original game, the colors don't look that good. But this makes it look like a true remaster. This makes it look absolutely amazing, like a real Fable game, like a fantasy game, which I really enjoy. So this mod I highly recommend. You could say the camera Wobble Fix mod is the first most important. This is like the second most important mod, most mandatory. So just go to the manual download. Again, this one, you can check the file contents first, sorry. So you can see binaries, Win32. Binaries is just a folder in your Fable game directory once again. And Wellington game has some files for that. So if you see that, that means you can just unzip this into your game directory. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. It'll add the mod folders and replace any files it needs to replace. I don't think it really replaces any. I think it just adds a bunch, but I don't know. If it needs to replace it, just tell it can replace them. So FableMenuAnniversary, this is another optional one. This one only works on a computer. It doesn't work on the Retroid. It's pretty cool though. I mean, it's pretty, you can like basically give yourself $5 million in Fable. So that's nice. And you can change the size of your character. You can turn them into a kid permanently, which is what I did. I used this mod to do that. I made myself rich and then I turned myself into a kid. That's what I used it for. But basically you get this little menu and you can just edit like your stats, because your stats in Fable Anniversary actually affect your appearance. So for example, if you have like a lot of strength, your character will be really bulky. If you have a lot of skill, your character will be very tall, etc. So you can change all that. And you can change the appearance without actually changing your stats, which is cool as well. So if you want super high strength, but you want to look skinny and tall, then you can, which normally you cannot do. So this one's pretty cool, and it's pretty easy to install. if you look at the file, it's just FableMenuAnniversary.asi. These 3 files. It's just 3 files that you're downloading. So once you download this zip and unzip it, it'll just be 3 files. You extract it to the binary/win32 folder. So you'll see the binary/win32. If we go back into our container, you can open up the game directory and double click on the binaries folder, and then double click on win32, and you'll see those files just sit right here. If they have to replace something, let them replace something. I don't even think they do. They just sit there. FableMenuAnniversary. Those files weren't even there before because there's no FableMenuAnniversary files. Those are just added in. So it's that simple. Once they're in there, you just eject the SD card, put it in your computer. Even on a potato computer, you can run this game because it's 32-bit game. So on my potato computer, I just ran the game, and then in game you press the tilde key and it opens up the Fable menu, and then you can change your stats. And then just make sure you save, and then transfer your save file to your Retroid Pocket Flip 2. And then load up that save, and that'll be the save with all the different stats and different appearance. So Fable Explorer, this is the one we needed to download. It's like a program, like a .exe, that you use to modify the camera wobble fix. So it's a dependency. So you see that third one down, Fable Explorer.exe. We used that before. I already showed you how to use this, but just so you know, this is what it looks like. This is the correct mod. So that's the correct dependency for the camera wobble fix mod. So those are all the mods. We finished the portion of this video that's the mod guide. They're pretty easy to install. Now I'm going to show you the emulator I'm using and how to set up the container. So Google Winlator Bionic Ludashi 2.7.2. You can use 2.7.4, whatever the newest one is. I'm just using 2.7.2 because that's the one I got and I'm just kind of using it. I don't necessarily want to upgrade it yet, but you can probably just use the newest one. You can download Bionic Vanilla or Bionic Ludashi, doesn't really matter which one, the .apk, they will work. Those are good Windows emulators. And the performance is the same on Vanilla and Ludashi on the Retroid Pocket Flip 2. So just pick one and then install it, just like you would install any emulator. And once you're here, click on the little hamburger at the top left corner, and then go to Contents, and then go to Wine, and install Wine 10. And then go down to FexCore, and in FexCore install FexCore 2511. And once you've done that, you can go back to your container and create a container. And I like to keep the resolution at 720p, but you can choose 540 if you want. Make sure it's the Wine 10 that you got, and then you can change your DXVK HUD and turn off any unnecessary things, but keep on the FPS and the GPU load. That's what I like to do. And then on the drives, make sure you add your SD card. Mine will have a different name than yours, but if you don't know the name of your SD card, you can go into the RAR app and then click on the hamburger top left corner and look right here. That's the name of your SD card. So you just gotta type /storage/ and then the name of your SD card. The Box 64 version 0.3.7, Box 64 preset performance, FexCore obviously the 2511 we installed, and then on performance and startup selection on aggressive. Then you can turn all the CPU cores on or just leave it at default and turn these 4 off. I don't know if it makes a difference, but probably just turn those 4 off. And then on your shortcut settings, I'll show you that I'm using Mesa Turnip driver, and you can use the newest one or you can use older ones, doesn't really matter. DXVK version 2.6.2, the frame rate at 120. These are my current settings. And yeah, I've been tinkering with the settings. A lot of things work actually. It's hard to get it not to work, but just make sure your FexCore is 2511. That's the one that we installed from the beginning with the Contents tab. And if you don't know how to get the newest turnip drivers into Winlator Bionic Ludashi, you're just going to go to the Adreno Tools GPU Drivers tab on the left hamburger menu. And if you don't see it there, you're going to have to press on Install Drivers at the bottom, and then you can just install it. But if you don't have it yet in your Downloads folder, Google Adreno Tools Drivers, and then go to the first one, the Kimchi, is GitHub here, and then go to the releases, and you should see the newest release right at the top, whatever it is at the time. Since I didn't have the newest one, I had a revision 6, now revision 7 is out, so I have to download this. So click on that .zip there, and that's it. You don't need to unzip it. You can leave it as a .zip. Just press install drivers, and then in your downloads, click on it, and it'll install just like that. Now the driver is available in Winlator. That simple. So now if you go into your shortcuts, and you can click on revision 7. There it is. So now my driver on the game is going to be turnip v26.0.0 revision 7. So in case you didn't know how to do that, that's how you do it. And for the DXVK, you notice I have 2.6.2 and 2.6.1. They both work really well for this game. How do you get those though? Because Winlator Bionic Ludashi doesn't come with DXVK 2.6.1. So for that, you have to go into your Google search and type in dxvk.wcp, and then it should be the first one that says releases Kimchi Winlator 101, and then it should say dependencies, FexCore, wine collection, and then DXVK collection. So DXVK collection, go to assets, and you have all the different DXVKs here for you to choose from. .wcp files work with Winlator Bionic Ludashi, so you can click on DXVK 2.6.1 or 2.6.2 and download it, which you can see right here. So next thing we're going to do is press on the hamburger again. This time go to settings, and then go to FexCore preset, and we're going to make our own custom FexCore preset. It's basically going to be a cloned version of the performance FexCore preset with one change. So just load up the performance FexCore preset and then click on this button right here, and it's going to duplicate it and press OK, and then you will have created performance and then parentheses 1. So in performance parentheses 1, you're going to rename this to Fable. So you can just click on the edit tab and then change the name at the very top. And see how it says Fex TSO enabled at the top? That's the thing we need to change. So if you look at Fable, my Fex TSO enabled is actually enabled. But usually in performance it's disabled. But that's the only problem that stops it from running performance. So you're basically just creating a performance version with the first thing enabled. And you just rename it whatever you want. I just named it Fable, but you can call it something else. I'm going to call this one Fable 1, just so I know the difference between this one and the one I made. But they're the same. So now I have Fable and Fable 1. I just created these things. They should look the same as mine. I'm just going to remove that other one. So if you look at Fable, you can check the settings. Just make sure they're the same as mine. It's just performance settings, but then the first one, TSO enabled, is enabled. That's all you need, and it will run Fable Anniversary, just like that. So make sure that in your shortcut settings, you select the resolution you want. So you can change it to 544 if you want, or 720. Those are the two resolutions that work that I've tested. And there you go. Make sure your box 64 preset is the Fable one that you created. Or it's not a box 64 preset, it's a FexCore preset, my bad. So if you didn't catch it in the shortcut, I'm going to show you again right here. FexCore 2511 and FexCore preset is on Fable, the one that we created. It's just the performance preset, but with the first thing enabled. So you can just clone your performance preset and just enable the first one and label it Fable, and just use that one. Once you save it to your shortcut, it'll always be there, and it'll load the game and give you the best performance out of any of the FexCore presets. So loading up the game, this is what you'll see. I've already kind of demoed it before, so we don't really need to demo it again, but just to show you one more time, I suppose, with some more gameplay. It is a beautiful game, and it plays really nicely, so why not show it off a little bit. So I will sign off. I've done all of my guiding and instructing. I'm just going to let the demo play for maybe 10 more minutes, and then we'll be on our way. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And if you have any questions, please leave a comment below. I'd be happy to discuss any troubleshooting that goes on when trying to set up this game. Oh, and one thing that I will add is I installed the game in a Winlator Frost container. It would not install in Winlator Bionic Ludashi for whatever reason. You might not have that issue, but yeah, I did the full installation through Winlator Frost 10.1 v2, just a normal container, and then I switched over to Winlator Bionic Ludashi. It ran in Frost, it just didn't run as fast as Ludashi, so I switched over fully to Ludashi after that. So I was thinking I might as well show you guys what it looks like and how it plays at 540p. And it doesn't really look that much different, it just has a higher FPS. So if you go in and change your resolution to 960 by 544, press OK, and start up the game, this will be 540p gameplay.
Come on. You're no man.
Hold up. I can see it. Hail, friend. Useful. What's up? It was either him or you. You could have tortured him.
Thank you for rescuing me, hero. But the bandit leader and his deputy still have my sister. I overheard the bandits say they were taking her through Greatwood Lake. Head that way to catch them. I'm going back to Bowerstone where it's safe.
So I'm going to switch back to 720p here, and we're going to demo the battle arena. If you guys haven't played the battle arena yet, spoiler alert, I'm about to play through the whole thing, or most of it. So don't watch this if you haven't, played the battle arena yet, if you don't want to spoil it for yourself. Basically what I want to show though is at 720p, if you just want to play the battle arena, you will get 50 to 60 FPS pretty much the whole time, and I think that's just because it doesn't have to load in very much. It's not a very big area, it's just a little circle. So, but yeah, it's really fun. It's one of the most fun aspects of the game, is just playing the battle arena and all the waves of enemies. So here it is. Here's the battle arena in Fable Anniversary on the Retroid Pocket Flip 2 at 720p.
3, 2, 1, go! 3, 2, 1, go! 3, 2, 1, go! Fighting like that earns 100 gold. The next round will be worth 500 gold.
I can see you are a man of worth. You should pay me a visit at my Bowerstone North Manor.
Nope. 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 Nope.
Yeah, so just a heads up, do not marry this lady, do not go to the Bowerstone Manor. You have been warned. You can thank me later. But anyways guys, that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching and I'll catch you next time.